Two companies have made the headline for the last couple of weeks. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys know who I'm talking about. Now, I've already did a little bit of rant on PlayStation. But PlayStation, do you really think I'm done talking about you yet? Because I've only started. You have made one of the biggest mistakes I've ever seen in gaming history. You've taken away the option for people to be able to buy a physical game and be able to own it. You pretty much just made two simple statements. You love money and you hate the customer. That's pretty much what the statement you have made for the last couple of weeks. You have tried to drown it out with these silly trailers on YouTube, on all these different video games. You know, those games look good, but where's the discs? No discs, no buy. That has been the theme for all the really upset gamers that you have turned off. You have lied about the sales. You have said 85% people buy digital. When you look at the charts, there's been only two games that has done more digital than has literally done more digital than physical. One of those games was MLB The Show, which is honestly not really all that surprising considering that it's a baseball game. And I love baseball, don't get me wrong, but you're going to make everything digital based on those two games. One was a baseball game. I can't remember what the other game was, guys. But I can honestly tell you this. It's not 85 to 15%. You are literally looking more physical. You have shunned literally half of the population that likes to buy physical. That is not the recipe for success for a gaming company. That is actually going to lead down the road to destruction, which we're already seeing in our gaming industry right now. We already see the AI databases getting built. We already see that physical games are getting eliminated by Xbox and PlayStation. This gaming industry is cooked, guys. It really is. And honestly, PlayStation, I'm going to keep trolling you on every single video that you make. Because you have decided that it's more important for you to have your own money in your pocket than it is to give games out to customers and to let them own it. You have made that perfectly clear that owning, that buying isn't owning, and piracy is not illegal. That's the message that you're sending right now. And honestly, if people do pirate your games, I hope it happens. Because you have set yourselves up for failure for several years. And now you just folded. But on top of that, you got lawsuits coming after you. We already seen lawsuits from Mexico, Brazil, the Netherlands. I don't think these people are done with you yet. But I can honestly tell you this. You're not getting away with it. Maybe temporarily you will. You'll try to pay all these fines and just go on without your day. That's fine. But fans will continue to hound you because of a really bad decision you made. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know if the government situation is going to help with the situation. I don't really see that. But I know one thing. We all have a voice. We need to use it. We all have a voice and we need to use it. Whether it's a win or lose situation, that's really not the point here. The point is we are seeing our options getting taken away. And now PlayStation's trying to take over the whole gaming industry. When one company gains ground, they can become too power hungry. And that's what we're seeing. Xbox, I haven't forgotten about you. The whole shenanigans with Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond, everything's an Xbox. It's been a failure from the very start. I know Sharma's come in, it's got some big shoes to fill, thinking that this whole reset plan is going to help. I hope it does. But you're definitely not doing anybody a favor by allowing people's accounts to be taken off when they get hacked. We've already seen an instance that just happened the other day. Just go back and watch RGT's video on it. One guy literally had all these different pictures and everything from Facebook all the way to just, all these gameplays that he had from Minecraft. All that gone. That's your digital gaming world that we're fixing to head into. You sure aren't giving people any confidence, Xbox, to want to go towards digital. You're definitely not giving me any confidence either. Not to mention the fact that you laid off 3,600 employees. You literally bought Activision and Blizzard. Those companies are sinking. That was a horrible decision to bank your decisions on that, on buying them. And now you're having to lay off people and shut down studios. These two companies have been an absolute disgrace for gaming. And there's my rant. But the reality is, guys, it may be about time we start focusing on our own backlogs. Because I don't see this situation getting any better. It's not going to be. Brand prices are going to be even worse next year, going into 2028. It's going to be a nightmare for a lot of gaming companies. And, when you look at this whole situation, it's really all about bad leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And what we're seeing with these two gaming companies is what happens when you have bad leadership. Now, like I said, to Sharma's credit, she's not been at Xbox long. But I can already tell, based on how things are going, that it's not going to be very successful. That Project Helix is going to be over $1,000. Same thing for the PlayStation 6, all digital. Sony already planned that from the very beginning. Sony has literally made its agenda this: we're going to destroy physical games. And it's a sad shame. It really is. And see, Xbox, honestly, I'm not surprised by them. They've been going down this road for a very long time. Maybe over the last 30 or 40 years, they've been doing this. And then you look at Steam. $1,500 Steam machine with a controller. Without a controller, well, it's still over $1,000. PC handhelds, garbage. I'm sorry, they've not sold well. Just go look at the numbers. They are not doing well. So you have two options here. Well, I guess really three. One, buy retro games for like your older systems, which I've kind of been doing lately, which I will definitely do a video on that. You can just do that and play your backlog. Go back to the games you never really played when you were younger. You can do that. You can go to the Switch 2, which can play physical and digital games, which I think there you have it, options. That's what the Switch 2 has. Y'all can step on Nintendo. Y'all can say all these things about them. But the thing that makes Nintendo stand out was how they went through the failure of the Wii U. The president of Nintendo took a pay cut. Him and his staff did when the Wii U failed, just to make sure no one got laid off. That has helped Nintendo throughout this lifestyle. That's why they've been able to stay afloat. Now, you can call them boring or conservative. I don't care what you call them. But it was a very smart decision by Nintendo. And it was a very smart decision by one of their presidents about a couple of years ago that said, our plan is to maximize digital and physical sales. Nintendo, as long as people in Japan are buying physical, Nintendo's going to keep selling physical. There's literally that one slim of hope when it comes to gaming. Because if Nintendo wasn't standing, our gaming industry's cooked, guys. Everybody keeps talking about down with Nintendo, down with this. Okay, then who you have? Because those other companies aren't doing well either. That's all there is to it. Now you can say, well, I'll just go to a PC. Okay, that's another option. Listen, guys, I don't have anything against PC. As a matter of fact, I mean, there's a lot of uses for PC. You can save some things on. I mean, you can make things your own on the PC. You can download emulators. You can do all kinds of different things with PC. No doubt in my mind, PC is one of the most powerful ways to game. But I'm going to say this right now. It is not a console. It's just not for me. Okay? If you like PC, that's awesome. Maybe I'm not totally off of getting a PC, guys. Maybe later down the road, maybe, if things get too expensive, I might try it and just see how that goes. I just don't need a PC right now, but if you want to go to PC, it's actually a lot better than a handheld, if you ask me. Just go PC. And you can put whatever kind of files you want on it. I mean, there's just a lot of convenience there. But the reality is, guys, our gaming industry is cooked without Nintendo doing the right thing. Have they made mistakes? Have they made greedy decisions? Yes, but so has But look at what Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, the PC companies. Look at restaurants outside of gaming. Look at our government. Everybody's greedy. It's part of the business world. But when it all comes down to this, Nintendo is the one that's still standing right now. And I'm really happy that there is at least somebody that's willing to keep physical games. And that's all that matters to me. At least, and like I said, this is not an attack on digital, okay? Please hear me out. It's not. Now, if I see any comments that say that, clearly you didn't watch this whole video, okay? There are some conveniences with digital, but as we've seen with Microsoft and Sony, they can take those games off, and you can't do a single thing about it. The best way to go against that is by buying physical games to let them know that you care. Well, Brandon, it's a lost situation. Well, you don't know until you try. We still fight the good fight. And that's literally what all it's about. Vote with your wallet. Because that's really what it comes down to. I am sick and tired of these companies trying to take advantage of an extra buck. And what PlayStation has done is so anti-consumer that, and like I said, this is unreal. If you would have told me about 10 years ago that this was going to happen, I would have said you're nuts. But we're at that point now. That foundation's been cracking for years, and now everything's starting to collapse. But let me know down in the comments, what physical games are you guys planning on buying? If you're a digital guy, what are your thoughts on this as far as digital? I'd love to hear from you guys. And please be respectful. Listen, I'm not trying to attack on anybody. But I'm just being honest with how of what I've been seeing, what I've seen from my research, from facts, from other YouTubers, this whole situation, though, is just rapidly unfolding right now. And I don't know. Like I said, the best thing to do is what I said earlier. Vote with your wallet. Buy physical. Maybe don't buy the next Wolverine game. Because honestly, even if you buy a physical, I thought about this. Even if you buy, games like Black Flag, Resynced, and all that, I think PlayStation is going to try to put those sales and twist it to make it think it's digital. I don't know. But I think the way I'm going to approach it is I am going to continue to buy physical PS5 games, despite that theory. Okay. I am going to continue to buy Switch games that are physical. I'm going to buy the Game Boy Color games physical. Because why? I like having something in my hand. I love being able to have a cartridge in my hand. And I love the main thing is being able to have something on my shelf to enjoy. That's why I love physical games so much. I have told you guys many times on my channel about that. But there's just something about owning it. And on top of that, you can just put a card in. You don't have to worry about, well, I know game key cards you got to worry about download, but I just like I don't like to tinker like I would do on a Steam Deck. And I tried the Steam Deck before. It did not work for me. All right? But it's just something, there's just something about owning something in your hand. So no one could take anything from you. You can just play the game yourself. Even if there may be some data that might get erased, but you still have the game. And you can still put it in there, whether it's a disc or a cartridge. Physical games matter a lot to me, and it should matter to a lot of you guys. And like I said, digital, there are some conveniences. You don't have to go to the store to buy anything. Steam has an excellent library. All right? I have looked at their library before. A lot of great games. But what if they decide, what if even Steam themselves, I'm not saying they would do this, but what if they choose to take that game off your console or your Steam Deck? What you going to do about that then? But like I said, if you're playing digital, that's great. Sometimes I do play some digital, but mostly I like being able to have the game in my hand. That's really what it comes down to, guys. I know I've been ranting a lot in this video, but I hope I got my point across. This gaming industry, without Nintendo doing what it's doing with the Switch 2 right now, who knows? Now, we do know that Nintendo Switch is raising the price. They're not guiltless either, I know. Even though they're raising the price, they are certainly looking a lot better option than PC handhelds, Xbox, PlayStation. And I had somebody that came up to me last week literally saying, there's nothing on the Switch 2. Hello? Pocopia. You got DK Bonanza. You got you got Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. You've got Kirby Air Riders. All right. Now, you may not like those games, but those are literally exclusive to the Switch 2. How many exclusives are on PlayStation? All right. I'm going to continue going on with these exclusives here. So, got Fire Emblem coming out in September. All right. And then you got, just stay with me, guys. I'm having to think through stuff. All right. Metroid Prime. All right. It's for Switch 1, Switch 2 now. That game has a lot of controversy, but that's definitely exclusive, okay? To the Switch 1, Switch 2. All right. Let's see, what else am I missing? But those are just some of the exclusives that are there, okay? Plus, you got a whole Switch 1 library. Remember, the Switch 2 is backwards compatible and can play physical Switch 1 cartridges. Hello, PlayStation. You hear me? But you got a whole library of Switch 1 games that I'm pretty sure nobody has finished. because there's literally over 1,000 Switch games. And on top of that, the Switch 2 has boost mode. That makes games look a little bit better on the Switch 2. You got Super Smash Brothers, man. That game's awesome. But there have been a lot of games that have come to Switch 2 that you guys are missing out. And if y'all have the Switch 2 and you're playing some of those games, awesome. If you haven't, I hope this will encourage you to at least think about it, you know. And if you want to go to PC, that's awesome. I don't mind you doing that. But the Switch 2 definitely has some advantages. For one thing, you can play it on the go. You don't have to sit glued to the TV at home. As a matter of fact, I think it's healthier to even have a handheld when you go out playing your games. It's just something to think about. And I know I've ranted on in this video, but like I said, you know, I'm sticking with my Switch 2. I am going to continue to play PlayStation games. I do love my PS5. I'm still going to have it. I'm just not going to buy the PS6. That's how I'm going to boycott it. And I've already taken my PlayStation account down so I can just play games physically. So that's the best way of hitting PlayStation right there. It's him where it hurts. Take down your account and just don't buy the PS6. And I do hope that somehow Sony will take a step back, but I don't see that happening. This has been their plan from the very beginning, and I think they're sticking with it, regardless of what happens. But I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be awfully hard for PlayStation to avoid this when they keep getting lawsuits for like $450 or even $500 million. And I know they're a big company, but man, when those lawsuits pile up, that makes things even harder. So let's keep at it, guys. Let's fight the good fight. You guys that like physical. If you like digital, please understand this is not an attack on you guys. This all has to do with options. Okay? So this is not a battle between physical and digital. It really isn't. Even though it may seem that way, it's not. It's not. It's about options getting taken away from us, and it's not right. And if you think, well, physical, well, it'd be fine if it's gone. Okay. What's going to happen when they get a hold of your digital games then? What you going to do, stream? Anyway. Let me know down in the comments. Do you guys love physical games? And what physical games are you actually playing right now? Or do you plan on getting? I do plan on getting Fortune. I do plan on getting the new Fire Emblem in September. I'm looking forward to that game. That's going to be awesome. I don't know about Wolverine now. Like I said, if you want to boycott PlayStation, don't buy the game. But here's the thing. They do have a physical if you want to buy physical. But I don't know. I'm back and forth on this. I may just buy the Fire Emblem game and Splatoon Raiders and just go with that. So, anyway, I hope you guys have a great evening. But I say all these things because I care about our gaming industry. We need competition in the market, but it's not really going to be competition when you have two companies going rogue and don't care about their consumers. But let's just face it, no company cares about its consumers right now. None of them. It seems like right now, the good guy has been it's been the Switch. It's been Nintendo. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm going to stick with them as long as they continue to do physical. But I hope this I know y'all don't want to hear me yap. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. But I hope you guys have a great evening. I do have some more videos coming up. I should be able to upload one tomorrow. And I'll have it ready for you guys sometime tomorrow evening. But you guys have a great evening. And remember, stick to the gaming. Play your games. Don't panic. Because here's the reality. We don't need to panic. Just do the right thing. Just do whatever feels right to you. Play your digital or your physical games. Have fun. Gaming should be fun anyway. It shouldn't be political. Just have fun. Okay? Y'all have a great evening. And 91 Gamer Boy, peace.